Okay, hello everyone. I'm live. I don't know if I was on earlier. It said I had bad internet. Okay. Yes, imagine that bad internet. Here I am. Um, and I just had a little time before I go to work, and there's so much to catch up on because there's so much happening in politics. And whoops, my daughter has some ceramics right here. Um, so there's all of this information that came out about that 45, and I'll always call him 45, was became a an asset for the country that starts with R in 1987, and that fits. It fits a lot of things, um, and he was called Krasnov or something like that. And then we all know that Leland is connected to Uten and does a lot of things for Uten. And now we know that one of Leland's helpers, the young men that help him hack everything, um, is tied to the country that starts with R. So it's all connected. It's all connected, and that's what I've always felt anyway. When I heard that report about 45 saying that they're going to get into Fort Knox, which it's supposed to be one of the most secure buildings in America, to count the gold, like his insinuation. Hi, Amy. Hi, Amy, Warrior Princess. Hello. How are you today? Um, well, when I heard about them getting into Fort Knox, the first thing I thought was, well, yeah, that's the gold. And what does Uten always wanted? What have I always gotten about Uten is gold. And in fact, I mean, remember when he invaded Ukraine, which he did. He's the one that attacked and invaded them. I remember I got the word gold, and I didn't know why, because then he was going into trying to attack the nuclear plants, but I got the word gold. It makes sense now. So then 45 has this package of, if Ukraine does this and gives us all their precious minerals, then we'll blah, 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 blah. We can end the war. So basically selling them out to Putin. And yes, Putin's been wanting those precious minerals this whole time. This wasn't just about taking back precious land. The word gold as I instantly was like, oh, well, this is all everything. Everything's being done for Uten, all getting into our systems, getting our data, getting all our social security numbers, finding out how much we have money and social security, blah, 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 blah. It's all for Uten. And the top secret documents were probably the key, like maps to all of this. So um, it really is Uten taking over America with his Russian assets for entertainment purposes only. Okay, Amy, I'm so sorry to hear that. You're feeling an upper respiratory infection, but other you're good. Yeah, but that's not fun, is it? I'm sorry to hear that. It's been a rough winter with people having mystery sickness and finding out it's walking pneumonia. So that's not fun at all. Um, so I hope you feel better. Hope it gets better. Drink lots of hot tea. Hopefully you can get some antibiotics if you haven't already. One time I had pneumonia, and it was just the beginning stages. And I honestly couldn't breathe at all. So I can't imagine what full pneumonia would feel like. It was really bad. So I hope you feel better. It's been so cold. That's part of it too. It's just so cold lately. We're going to have 50s this week. I can't believe it. We actually saw one snow outside, and the other day it was negative 17, and that's just ungodly. So it's hard to stay warm. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing well otherwise. It's good. It's kind of hard, isn't it, with politics? It's hard to stay, especially with Social Security and Medicare. That's pretty scary. You know what I feel like? I feel like that's being done more just to threaten us, and then they're actually taking it away. I think it's more just a threat, just to mess with us, because that's what they do. But okay. So I wanted to come on, and I think I'm going to read cards on this. Let me just get my brain going with this. Okay. So I had this hit. This is the reason why I came on. I had a hit when I was thinking about how 45 is now known as Krasnov, which is crazy, but it all makes sense. It all makes sense. Remember when he said, Russia, are you listening? He's always been working with them. He's had secret meetings with Putin. He had where he wouldn't allow them to take notes in the meetings. Everything that he's done to keep us from being in NATO, to help Putin win over Ukraine. It's really in Gaza. It's all for Putin. So I had this hit. I was doing dishes and I thought, oh my God, I bet you anything that Ivana was killed by, for entertainment purposes only, by someone from the country with R. I know we've all thought, okay, it was either an accident or maybe it was connected to 45 because he didn't want them to get financial documents right before he had a deposition in New York. But maybe it was from Putin. The orders were straight from Putin. And it's so hard to come on here and talk about it because you can't even talk about this stuff. But that's the hit I got, that it wasn't 45 that had her taken out. It was Putin in the country with R. Okay, so Medicaid and Medicare is just a threat. Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like it because that's what narcissists do. And they would love to just threaten all of the most delicate, the people in our society that depend on help, that would be the most terrorized by his threats. And so the children, you get the children, the immigrant children, already been going after them, and then go after anyone who's sick, disabled. Yeah, that's what narcissists do. It's awful. But I do think it's mostly just threats. I really do. So let's see. I don't know. Okay, I need to concentrate on two. Ivana. What happened to Ivana? What happened to? I already saw that the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Someone's sneaking around. Someone was sent. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's upside down. Someone was sent. Orders from. I can't even talk. Everything has to be so cryptic when I talk about this. Orders from Putin is what I'm getting. Ivana, I saw that Ivana was in her townhome in New York, and it was electric shock to the heart. They used a tool to put a shock in her heart, so it looked like she had a heart attack, but it actually was a shock. And there's no fingerprints, no, nothing that you could tell of physical harm by another human being. Show me Ivana. There's the stairs. Okay, stairs, messenger. 10 of Wands. See the stairs? And she's looking at someone, and a messenger was sent. A Knight of Swords and a Page of Swords. Bad intentions. Death, 4 of Wands in reverse. And then the Fool, which would be going into the other side, another realm. Well, she definitely died. What's in the... Let me see. What is in the... I've never felt there was anything in that grave that they returned the casket. It's actually empty. There's nothing in there. If any papers were in there, they would have been removed already. She was cremated. Ivanka has her ashes on her mantle, and there's really nothing in that grave. That's what I've always gotten. So the papers were dispersed and moved by, it would be Oliveras, the gardener. That's what I've always gotten. The gardener dug them up and moved them after the funeral. I was thinking we still need to do a Doctor Who show with your friend. Yes, we do need to do that. It's just been so hard with my internet. But yes, we need to do that. That'd be fun. I never really watched Doctor Who. I have. I like Doctor Who. I've watched parts of it. But to me, it has that same lore as Harry Potter, and my son loves Harry Potter. So I totally understand. And like I love the Beatles, so I understand it's that same type of feeling and connection, and I actually like Star Trek. Star Trek's kind of like similar in that way of that whole world that you're in and fandom and everything. So yeah, we should do that. It'd be fun. And we never did our ghost show with Carolyn Booker. See, I think that's because my internet. I lost my internet, and but yes, we should do that. Well, so that's what I think about Ivana. That Ivana was for entertainment purposes only. She was taken out by orders from Uten. That's what I think. What else? Look at the news here because there's going on. Oh, yesterday was interesting because all of these town hall meetings happened yesterday across America. And the Democrats and Republican voters weren't having it. They went in there and countered these, like McCormick. Who else did they talk to? It was like 3 or 4 town halls. Then 45 himself had a press conference where he countered. He was telling basically everyone in the room, their constituents from across America, his law, his law is the only law, blah, blah, blah. He's the king. And one lady, I believe from Maine, but I could be wrong, she stood up to him. And then she said, I'll see you in court. And he said, well, but you're never going to get elected again, which I thought was interesting because we'll make sure you don't get elected again. And I'm sorry that election. I feel like it's so obvious that that what happened on November 5th was clearly and easy. It was so easy for them to, I'll say, hijack the results. Because look how easy it has been for them to get into these government buildings and take data. And, hopefully I'm still here. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it was really easy for them to relate events on November 5th. And I just want everybody to accept that now. But what we need to do is just have the evidence. Also, we have to worry about jury because it's clear to me from seeing the protests that most people do not want the far right party. However, with the interference of Elon and Starlink services, I fear that it's going to happen to them what happened to us on November 5th. And I've said online, make sure you turn off, that Starlink and keep Elon out of your elections. But I don't know. Let's pray for them. I really do pray. And that's something else too. The other night I was coming home from work and I was, pretty upset about politics, and you just get that helpless feeling and just that feeling of that we're just overreaching of the King Imelda Marcos 45 and saying to the universe, please do something. Yeah, my internet's wonky. I'm sorry. That's why I said quick, because I always worry that I'm going to have a show and then it's going to be like this. So I'm so sorry. So I'll probably wrap this up soon. But I wanted to make this point that I have all these moments where I get stressed and I beg the universe, please do something. Please do something about 45 and Elon and all the players of MAGA. But what Spirit tells me is that we can't wish harm on anyone else. We can't wish revenge. The best way to go about it is to say, and this sounds counterintuitive, but to say, I pray that 45 and Elon and all the others get everything they want and everything they need. But more than that, I pray that the rest of us are protected from their actions, thoughts, deeds, abuse, etc., financially, physically, or information, just laws. And I pray that we're protected. I pray that we get everything we need tenfold and that we're protected from them. And I really think that's the best thing you could do, because it eliminates that whole karma of wishing bad on someone. Because if you wish someone well, but then you wish it tenfold on yourself and others to be protected, I feel like there's something to that's a much better method of going about this. However, it's hard. But I feel like that's how the universe works. I think that when you wish, let's say you say, I hope that 45 is arrested and put in jail for the rest of his life, blah, blah, blah. It's almost like the universe hears that you want that you want harm to come to, that you, whatever, the dark underbelly of the universe. But when you pray for good things, even for your enemy, the universe like pours it over on top of you and everyone, and it releases you from the grip of anger. It releases you. You know what I mean? So it's like going to the amusement park and you see someone go to the front of the line and you spend the rest of your day upset that they cut you off instead of enjoying your time at the amusement park, your time. And so I feel like we need to remember that our blessings come to us when we release. And so hopefully I'm still here. Well, anyway, I'll end this soon because I know it's wonky. What else? Remember to have hope every day. Last night I saw the most beautiful sunset, and there's these moments when I will see like the clouds. There's certain light in the sky, and the clouds are so beautiful, and I'll think it feels like back in blah 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 year in my childhood, or that one beautiful time in my life. And I feel like we go through. That's when we're in that beautiful reality. And remember those words, beautiful reality. We all are, even in the worst of times of the world, war, famine, what have you, anything that's going on, remember that you're allowed to have a beautiful reality. Hello, I'm good. And allow yourself to have that and know that it is available. You can step into that beautiful reality and have happiness at any time. No one can take that from you. Hello, Odila. Hello. I'm good. How are you doing? I have to work tonight, but it's all good. You know what the problem with working tonight is? I need a new pair of shoes because I bought a new pair. My other ones completely fell apart. I wore them to death. And the new ones hurt my feet. So I need to find a pair that does not hurt my feet. So I'm hoping to do that. But yeah, I'm good. Otherwise, I'm good. Pretty good right now. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Sun is out. It's not snowing anymore. The snow is beautiful, but it is melting. We're going to be in the 50s Fahrenheit this week. So that's amazing. I can't even believe it. Yeah. But my internet's bad still, so just bear with me if it cuts off. But I was saying that I had a hit about with that Ivana was most likely taken out directly orders from Uten. And I know everybody's always wondered, did she fall? Was she drunk? Did someone push her? I don't think that's what happened. I think that she was shocked. They put like a shock gun on her heart, and it was orders from Uten because there were financial papers that would have led back to Uten and the country that starts with R. And that's why they took out Ivana for entertainment purposes only. So I wanted to come on here and say that. And that, there's this whole stimulus that the MAGA people are saying, Leland is going to give us all a $7,000 stimulus from Doge. It's like, well, how is that not wasteful? Why even mess with the money and shut down Social Security and Medicare and then just like randomly throw out money all over the place, like billions of dollars of money. Wouldn't it be better just to keep everything as it is and just do little budgets, cut the fat, than to tear everything about, take all the money away, ruin our economy. Everyone's homeless, everyone's unemployed, and then just hand out $7,000 stimulus. So it's obviously not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But now the Democrats are trolling MAGA, saying that they got their $7,000 stimulus, and they shouldn't do that. But see, I don't play games like that. But But what's the other thing? So no, we're not going to get a $7,000 stimulus. And also, do you really think that 45 would let that happen without his name being on a check? Remember last time he had to stall everything just so he could put his stupid name on a check? And I also want to say the thing about Fort Knox, them threatening to get into Fort Knox because they want to see if the gold is there. So basically he's accusing Biden or Obama of taking the gold when they were presidents. Well, he was president too for a while, and maybe he took it. Who's to say that if he went in there and half of it's missing, that he wasn't the one who actually took it, or someone took it under his administration, because he shared documents. He mishandled documents. So, he's just so crude doing that. But really what he's doing is he wants to take it for Putin. This whole thing is him doing everything he does is to feed his narcissistic ego and also to give things to Putin, because Putin controls him. He owns him. He owns 45. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a death pact on 45, that if he doesn't do what Putin wants, Putin says, I'll take you out, just like he did to Ivana. And that's just a message I got from Spirit right there. This is why, and you say, why would he do this? Why would 45 do all this for Putin? Because he'll be killed if he doesn't do it. So, I honestly don't know why we just don't get him out of office. Remember what Spirit told me? He was an illegitimate president. He wouldn't even put his hand on the Bible, so he didn't really take the oath properly. There was no crowds. There's no evidence. Anyway, I get pretty heated about it. But I wanted to come on and say that and talk about the fact that we have Leland, his young hackers, and 45 are all now known as assets to the country that starts with R. And we can't really have that in America. We shouldn't be doing this. And I hope that spurs on the powers that be, if we still have any, which I believe we do, but spurs them on to take action. And, maybe we needed to have all this happen, because otherwise it would have just gone on forever. We had to have all this evidence come out, and it's out. So now we need to do something with it. We know who he is. We know who they are. We know how bad they are. We know how bad it can get. They blatantly do crime in front of us. And now it's time to take action. And we do still have a constitution. We do. It may be not looking so good at the moment, but we do still have law and constitution in this country. And we don't have kings. No kings. We love kings in other countries and queens, but that's not here in America. We don't do that. So anyway, that's what I had to say. I'll get off because I know my internet is really, really, really bad. So thanks for being here through that. Hopefully the replay won't be choppy, but but yes, thank you for being here. And I wish you a beautiful Saturday. I have to go to work here later. And take care. Take care, everybody. I'll be back later. Leave questions. If you have any questions, I will answer them. So just in the replay or whatever, just leave me a question and I will be happy to answer it. So thank you. Take care and have hope. Remember your beautiful reality. You have a right to step into a beautiful reality at any time and have hope, because there is hope. There's a lot of hope. And the only real power is the power of love. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.